Cigar enthusiasts, welcome back to Cigar Exploration USA. My neighbor's cutting his grass, so it might be a little noisy on this video, but I just don't care. I'm too excited. I was gifted this bottle. This is a bottle of Glenfiddich 15. This is a single malt Scotch. But what's pretty unique about it, if you can read that there, is it was matured in new oak bourbon barrels for 15 years. Then went into some sherry cask for a little bit, and then into a big vat that they call their Solera vat. So this thing is actually in 3 different barrels before it gets into this bottle, and it's also 15-year-old juice. Now I am a little nervous. I'm excited and nervous. I'm a little nervous because it's only 80 proof. So I've had, mixed reviews on stuff that's a little bit lower proof. But I'm gonna get this in a glass in just a second here. I just wanna show you this cigar. I'm gonna smoke this Perdomo. Wanted something strong to go with this whiskey since it's only 80 proof. This is the Habano. Yeah, beautiful cigar band on there. Just gorgeous. I have smoked this cigar before. This is a Sungrown. It smells like cherry wood and leather, tobacco. It smells delicious. So I have smoked this cigar before. It's been a few months. It might be 8 or 9 months since I smoked it. I'm gonna throw a V-cut in this guy and get it lit up. What are you guys drinking? What are you guys smoking today? I've got some good stuff, I think. As far as the cigar goes, I know it's good. The whiskey has me excited and nervous, so let's see what we got. A little V-cut in this thing. Cold draw. More of that cherry wood. Leather. Some spice now. There's some kind of a toasted nut in here somewhere. I'll get it out. All right, let's get this thing toasted up. I did not do much preparation for this video. It has been such lousy weather here the past couple days. 4 or 5 days it's been raining. So this is a nice day. I finally was like, I gotta get outside. I wanted to open this Scotch. This is my first bottle of Scotch I've ever had. I have drank Scotch in public, mostly Johnny Walker Black. It smells like toasted cinnamon, like a burnt kind of, it's gonna sound bad maybe, but like stale cinnamon, like it's not very strong cinnamon. Getting some wood on there as well. I don't smell the cherry, but I'm getting wood. So I've drank Scotch before. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I am a major bourbon and rye guy, mostly even bourbon. But, excuse me, somebody gifted it to me, so I can't wait to try it. It's just the proof has me a little nervous, that's all. I've smoked all 3 of these, the Sungrown, the Connecticut, and the Maduro. I'd have to say that this is my least favorite of the 3, but it's still a Perdomo. This is gonna be a fantastically strong cigar. It's already spicy. Tons of spice and wood on the Retro. I'm sticking with my cherry wood. It's got like a hint of wood and red fruit. Lots of pepper. All right. Let's give this thing a little break. Get some of this in a glass. I did not open the top of this. I hope it doesn't give me a hard time. It's got a foil peel on here. I did not look up the cost of this bottle, being that it was a gift. So I have no idea. I'm assuming this is like an $80, $90 bottle. Could be more, I'm not sure. All right, let's do a cork pull on this. Wow, that was a great cork pull. Ooh, it's got a real cork. Right away you get the sherry. Super strong too. cork. Smells really good. All right, it does smell like Scotch though. When you drink Johnny Walker Black compared to like Wild Turkey or, you know, Bullet, you can really tell you're drinking Scotch. You know, it's a big difference. All right, not a bad glug on that. Pretty light in color as you would expect as well. I'm just gonna cork this thing up just in case something bad would happen out here. You just never know. All right, so there's the bottle, in case anybody wants to look at that. Yeah, so I drank sherry cask bourbons before, plenty of them. And that's the first thing you get on the nose. And then the Scotch just smacks you in the face. You can just tell it's Scotch. I mean, we're not in Kansas anymore now here. I mean, it was one thing when I was drinking, you know, something from Vermont or New York, you know, being used to Kentucky, Tennessee stuff. Now we're in Scotland. I mean, now we're not even in America anymore. All right, let's let it breathe for a minute, get the cigar going again. Oh yeah. Never had a Perdomo that I wasn't happy with. I think the Perdomo and the Rocky Patels are becoming my two favorite, you know, sort of premium cigars for me at least. Some people probably laugh at a $12, $14 cigar. They would say that's a, you know, a piece of junk cigar, but for me, that's about where I want to be on the high end. That Rocky Patel Gold Label cigar I smoked was so good. It was fantastic. I mean, it gives these Perdomos a run for their money. And even that Sungrown Maduro Rocky Patel I smoked, but I'd say Perdomo's still my favorite, but not by much. Not by much at this point. All right, most people don't even hang in there this long, so I don't want to make anybody wait for the whiskey. Let's get this single malt, a 15-year Solera. It says this warm and spicy single malt is matured for 15 years in bourbon, new oak, and sherry cask before harmonizing in our unique Solera vat. So this is a family distillery. They've been around forever. You know, this is, I'm sure, a very approachable whiskey. I don't think this is going to be tough to drink at all at 80 proof. All right, here we go. Very interesting. Absolute bright red apple. Yeah, I'm getting apple all day on this thing. Apple and maybe like a pear, apples and pears, maybe just pear. Maybe I'm getting tricked. You're getting that sherry, which is like a wine, like a. It's hard to describe that. It's like red wine, but more like a sweeter red wine. It's good, but it just dies in your mouth. It finishes. The weakest part about it is the finish. It tastes good. The proof. I mean, I'm not looking for more burn, but I mean, it's a shame. I wonder if they make stuff that is higher proof, like if they have a 15-year that's 90 proof or 100 proof. Honestly, I think the strongest part about this is the nose. It just goes right in order. Goes right in order. The nose is the best part. The initial sip is the second. The swallow is the third, and then the finish is the least impressive. It just finishes pretty weak. It just doesn't leave you with much, and it doesn't leave you with much for very long either. definitely not something I would buy and have to drink or necessarily want to drink. It's very approachable. I'd say for somebody who's getting into Scotch or wants to get into Scotch, it absolutely has that Scotch flavor profile, but then it has all these, you know, finishes on it, so it's definitely very approachable. Cigar is so strong, so it goes good with the cigar for sure. I really tried to pair this with something that was going to be on the stronger side. I mean, a Sungrown Habano from Perdomo is a pretty good choice for that. Yeah, it's like toasted cinnamon nuts. Toasted cinnamon nuts and cherry wood. Leather, spice, tobacco, just everything you basically want out of a cigar. Talk about this on my channel, but the cigar is definitely the star in this one. I'm not disappointed. I just wonder. It's not really disappointment. It's just wondering how much better could this be if they didn't proof it down to 80 proof. I mean, it's only 40% of this bottle is alcohol. The rest is water. I mean, for those of you out there that have had this, I mean, leave me a comment whether you've had it or not, but anybody that's had this, I mean, let me know your thoughts. I mean, if you like this, can you imagine this being 10, 15, 20 more proof points? I mean, it would darken the color, it would change the viscosity, it would obviously be more alcohol, but the flavors would finish better. I mean, this isn't getting poured down the drain, don't get me wrong, this is good stuff, but I'm having trouble with the fruit. It's going to like a melon, like a honeydew, or like almost like cantaloupe, something like that. And don't think I'm talking like strong. All this stuff is real faint flavors. This stuff's really drinkable though. Like, I feel like I could just chug it. Like, it's really drinkable. And I could see if you like Scotch too. If Scotch is like bourbon's my number one, then I like rye second. But if Scotch is your number one, I could see somebody really enjoying this because it has a lot of that Scotch. You know, it smells like Johnny Walker, but better and with fruit on it. And I haven't drank Johnny Walker that often. I usually drink it when there isn't much else to drink. If you catch my drift, when I'm somewhere. I've been in a bowling alley before, and it was like Jack Daniels, 80 proof, or Johnny Walker Black, and it's like, well, drink something a little better than kind of the standard Jack, if I can anyway. Yeah, I definitely don't hate it, but it reminds me of something that you would swipe as a kid. Like if you were a kid, and I'm not condoning any underage drinking, obviously, but I mean, I did. And when I was a kid, this would have been something I would have swiped from an aunt or an uncle's liquor cabinet or something like that. So thank you to the person that gifted this to me. They wanted to remain anonymous, but appreciate that very much. My first bottle of Scotch I ever opened. So there's a milestone, I guess, if anybody cares. Oh, wow. Yeah, there is not a whiskey that would go bad with this cigar. Has anybody had any of these Perdomo Habanos? I can't get this piece of cigar off me. I mean, these things are just, it's that dark, thick, sun-grown leaf on there. That beautiful cigar band. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 100% Nicaraguan stick. On the Perdomo website, it says to pair this with bourbon or Scotch. That's part of the reason I did it. But I just thought this weaker proof whiskey would go good with a super strong cigar. I'm saying this is about an 8 out of 10 for strength. If you got high tolerance, maybe a 7. But this is a strong cigar. This is a cigar you get a buzz from, you know what I mean? This thing's pretty intense. Beautiful construction, beautiful draw. I'm actually surprised it has this little bump right on the wrapper, right on the band right there. You see that? See that little, I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. There's like a, like a vein in the leaf. You can kind of see it up here. There you go, now you can see it. There it is. I'm surprised that even is on there like that. Usually these things the construction is like perfection. You can see it up here, it starts and then it runs down. Obviously there's no problem with this cigar. That isn't gonna affect it one bit. I think these sun-grown leaves are just nice and thick, and some of them are kind of veiny, so. Let's do another retro. Whoa. I literally just got green pepper right there. That's weird. I don't care for green pepper, and I didn't eat any green pepper, so that absolutely came from a cigar. Yeah, retro was super strong, kind of burny a little bit. I burned my nose a little. Yeah, this thing's awesome. I gotta slow down. I'm just smoking this thing way too fast. It's supposed to be an hour cigar. I'm 15 minutes into it and it's a third of the way gone almost. Chill out. Chill out on this Perdomo ashtray. Yeah, I mean, this thing is just... These cigars, second to none. I know Nick and his son, Nick III, just came out with a cigar called Legacy. I'm really interested in trying that cigar. I think it's one that his son kind of had a big hand in producing to honor his father. If I was his son, I'd honor my father too. I mean, that guy's right up there with the kings of cigars, man. I don't know that Perdomo is one of the bigger companies out there. I know he's big, don't get me wrong, I know he's big, but compared to like Oliva or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just fantastic products. The Perdomo family is just cranking them out. If you ever need anybody to work for you, Nick, I'm your guy. You let me know. All right, let's go back to the Scotch. Let that cigar chill out a minute. Oh yeah, just now I even got like a little, like a la mode, like a little bit of like cream. Cigar smoke's blowing my way a little bit too, which is nice. While I'm nosing this, I can smell that. It's really nice together. Yeah, that's great. The nose on this thing is just the winner. I mean, you guys can get this for where you live. I mean, if you're not, especially if you're not in America, I'd really be curious. You know, I've got people all over the country who comment, and subscribed to my channel. Got a guy in Serbia. I'm assuming it's a guy in Serbia. You know, UK. I can't think of everywhere now. There's been even weirder places. Maybe not as weirder than Serbia. And not that your country's weird, brother. There's nothing wrong with your place. I just never thought anybody would be watching me in Serbia. Yeah, it's just red fruit, spice, a little cream. So I looked into this. I was watching my buddy Daniel on the Whiskey Vault. He did a review or a tasting of this, whatever he likes to call it. I don't put words in his mouth. He's beyond my level of whiskey tasting, but I was watching him talk about this, and because I'm not familiar with Scotch at all, you know, so usually I go in these things blind as a bat. Like I don't want to know anything about anything. But I watched a video of his on this, and he was explaining like the way they put this Solera vat, right? So it says on the bottle, harmonizing in our unique Solera vat, and he said that it's like a big barrel, like a super big barrel, and they take it out of the, they pour it out of the regular barrels, like in this case, new oak bourbon barrels and sherry casks, and then they put it in this big Solera vat. So I had to check it out. So I went on their website. I went on I hope I'm saying this right, Glenfiddich. Went on their website, and they actually got the barrel, picture of the barrel on the website, and it's giant. It's the size of a big vehicle, like a big van or a big truck, something like that. It's big. It's a big thing. And then he had said in his video that they actually never let it get below half full. Or I'm a half full guy, not a half empty guy, so however you want to look at it. But he said that they never let it get below halfway. So all the juice in it is at least 15 years old. So this may even be older than 15, some of it anyway. I'm gonna ash this. I was smoking a cigar with a buddy the other day, and it was only about this big of an ash, which if you've seen some of my other videos, I smoke half a cigar and have the ash on there. The ash actually insulates the cherry, or what's burning. Look, a piece of it just fell, a little tiny piece. But anyway, I'm smoking a cigar with my buddy the other day, and the ash was only about this big, and I went to put it in my mouth, and the ash fell all over me. No big deal, but I'm just gonna ash it because I don't wanna deal with that again, especially on camera. A little embarrassing. I'm far from a professional, but I try to keep things a little bit on the up and up here. I have had this cigar for a long time. I probably have had this one in my Tupperware. That's another thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about humidors, but I probably had this in a Tupperware for, wow, I want to say, so I smoked one of these Sungrowns on my channel, from what I remember, 8 or 9 months ago. And I've probably had this in my Tupperware for 6 months. And it is just, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I got the Tupperware game down. Like I use the ones that seal with the rubber seals, and I'm using the humidity packs, the little humidification packs. And if I see it's a little under humidified or feel it's a little under humidified, I'll throw another pack in. I got this. I got the Tupperware thing down, but I need to talk to you guys about the humidor thing. And this cigar is perfectly humidified. It is not under or over. I've noticed that the Perdomos, a lot of them, they're not a super slow burn. I mean, you're looking to get an hour out of a $12, $13, $14 cigar. I mean, I'm assuming most people would want to get an hour out of it. I've noticed the Perdomos are they burn a little quick. You know, they're draw tested, so I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I'd rather have a cigar that I know is draw tested and I know is going to burn good and burn a little quicker than one that's going to give an extra 10-15 minutes, but some of them aren't, some of them are. I love that he draw tests his stuff. It's like my favorite thing about Perdomo. Man, so good. So good. Just makes me want to smoke it so fast. Such good quality. All right, let's get some more whiskey in this glass. Got a good cork. I mean, that's a nice tight cork. I like it when it's tight like that. Just fruit, red fruit and Scotch. It smells good. Well, making a mess. Making a mess. Making a big mess. I don't know if anybody cares about seeing the bottle while I'm drinking it. Nobody really comments about that. I just got a new camera set up here. Wow. I mean, it's janky, don't get me wrong. I basically got things that I use from around the house to set up my camera, but I like this camera setup a little better than just kind of having the camera under me. I think more even with me is better. So because of that, I got the table here, and then I can kind of show things a little better. Like I can show the ashtray, the lighter, I put the cigar down where you can see it. I think it's a little bit of a better setup. I'm still new. I'm still a rookie. I'm still figuring all this stuff out. I've said it before. I'll say it 50 times. That's why this is called Cigar Exploration, because I'm just figuring all this stuff out. Making videos, hopefully people enjoy. My favorite thing is the people that tell me they sit there and watch the whole video while they're having a cigar and something to drink, or a cigarette and something to drink. I love it. I like hanging out. While I'm sitting here making this video, I think about you guys, think about how other people are doing the same thing I'm doing while they're watching it. That's cool. Cheers to you guys. Again, I apologize for the noise. I apologize for the lawnmower, but it has rained here for 4 or 5 days. I can't even remember. I think it's 5. And so the neighbor, he's got to get his grass cut. And I'm not gonna not make a video. It just, wow. This nose on here is. Anybody who likes nose a lot, if you're a big nose person, you like to really smell the whiskey, even if you're not a Scotch person, this is a good one. This thing has a killer nose. Color's weak. You know, there's not much on there for the color. Which, you know, for 15 years, kind of surprises a little bit. But the 80 proof, you know, the 80 proof is why there's no color. Real weak on the color, real light, kind of light tan. All right, so back to the humidor situation. So I've said stuff about this before, and people commented. They said, "Oh, I got 100 cigars. I got 50 cigars. I don't buy cigars unless I'm going to smoke them." You know, everybody has the way they do things, and I think I might have been in my last video. I talked about this. I might have 70 cigars, 60. I don't remember. 70, probably about 70 cigars. And the Tupperware thing's working just fine, as I mentioned. But what do you do? Do you do what you know, Dwayne from Dry Creek Wrangler School did, and you buy a giant, you know, fridge that plugs in to store your cigars in, you know, you spend, who knows what one of those costs, $2,000, 15, I don't know what they cost. You know, should I, do you think I should do that? Do you think I mean, what do you do? How do you store your cigars? I just don't know. What I'm getting at is, I'm all over the place, but what I'm getting at is, I don't know that a desktop, like you know, 100 cigar humidor that's about this big, you know, goes on, they call it like a desktop, it goes on top of like a desk, or do I just buy one of them plug-in ones, you know, big fridge one? I'm not planning on slowing down on cigars. I really enjoy them. It's therapeutic to me. I look forward to it most days. I'm looking forward to having a cigar, whether it's here at Exploration headquarters, or, you know, at a cigar lounge, or even at a buddy's house, you know, wherever. I enjoy it. So I'm not going to slow down. It's like, but then I wonder, if you buy a 500 cigar capacity humidor, do you feel the need to have 500 cigars? I don't feel the need. I think 70 is a little excessive, to be honest. I just get good deals. Hard to pass up a lot of the time. Let me know your opinion. I mean, money matters, you know. Is it okay to have a big, you know, maybe I should find like a half-size, full-size humidor, like you know how they have like mini fridges? You know, like a full-size fridge in your house or your home or your apartment or whatever, and then you have like people have mini fridges in their bedrooms at college or whatever. You know, do they have little half? I haven't even looked into it. I have no idea. I feel like I need something that has like a 200 cigar capacity, something like that. I mean, I would love at some point to be able to buy boxes of cigars, but I'm just not, I don't know that I'm at a point where I've settled in enough to buy boxes of, you know, boxes of 20 or whatever they come in, 25, 18, whatever it is. I just don't know that I need 18 or 20 of the same cigar. I like variety. Like I said, it's been 8-9 months since I smoked one of these. It's super enjoyable. Could I smoke this every day? Absolutely. But in my mind, I like different stuff. I like smoking different cigars. You know, sometimes it's based on my mood. Sometimes it's based on what whiskey I'm going to drink. You know, sometimes it's both. Yeah, if you have not smoked one of these Habanos, pick one up. I mean, depending on what kind of smoker you are, maybe start with the Connecticut. It's a little less intense than this. I feel like this is the most intense of the three. You know, between the Connecticut, the Maduro, and this one, the Sungrown. This thing's pretty strong. But I like Habano. You know, leaves, wrappers. I think they're delicious. I didn't even talk about this too. This is a 6-year aged cigar. It's aged for 6 years. You know, between the leaf being aged in a barrel and then the fillers, and then they take this whole cigar once it's rolled and put it in a used bourbon barrel for 10 months. So the Connecticut is either 6 or 8 months in a bourbon barrel. It gets aged more. This one's definitely 10 months. And then the Maduro is definitely 14 months. So you're talking about a product here. I mean, again, this is like a between $12 and $14 cigar. In my opinion, for all the love that goes into this thing and the quality that you're getting out of this, it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I had some red stuff on my finger here. It's not blood. It was paint. I've been painting my house. It's not fun. Maybe hire somebody to paint your house. Don't do it yourself. Because it's not, I've been doing it and it's not fun. It's a real pain. Especially being up on a big ladder. holding a can of paint. It's not fun. I'm just gonna keep saying, I'm just gonna keep going, because this is good. Wow, that thing is just fantastic. Wow, wow, wow. William Grant and Sons Limited. Imported by William Grant and Sons. Oh, that's New York. Okay, so William Grant and Sons is the importer. Independent family-run distiller since 1887. 750 milliliter, 40% alcohol. Yeah, it's the Glenfiddich Distillery, Dufftown, Bathshire, Scotland. Hand built by William Grant and family. Okay, so, all right, so William Grant is the, from the Valley of the Deer. So William Grant, sounds like William Grant's the owner of it. They must have something to do with the importing of it as well. Smart, you know, control as many aspects of that as you can. You'll make as much money as possible. Independent family-run distiller since 1887. Single malt Scotch whiskey. So, I also learned this from Daniel at the, man, I messed this all up, I guarantee it. Wizard Academy and Whiskey Marketing School. Whiskey Vault on YouTube. You'll find him. He's got hundreds of videos. Every single one of them is good. The guy doesn't give himself enough credit. He's a pro. But anyway, he said that, I watched the video, and he said that the single malt doesn't actually mean single malt. It means, single means it's from a single distiller. So obviously this family run Glenfiddich distiller, that's what single. And then it's a malt whiskey, malt Scotch whiskey. And I think the reason I got this gifted to me is because the person saw on this label that it said here, you know, this warm and spicy single malt is matured for 15 years in bourbon, new oak, and sherry casks. So that person was probably like, oh, this guy loves bourbon. He'll love this Scotch, or maybe he'll like this Scotch, or I don't know. I don't know what the person was thinking, but like I said, I just appreciate people thinking about me. That's nice. You know, in this world, we don't, I think a lot of people spend a lot of time thinking about themselves and not other people, you know? Last night I was drinking Old Grandad 114, so you're going from the evening I had last night, you know, 114 proof, down to 80. And I'll be honest, I'm not or I shouldn't say unimpressed. I'm not disappointed in the proof. I drank that Calumet 17 and 7 at 86 proof and was a little disappointed. I don't know, this is kind of what I expected. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. I'd like to know what it costs for a bottle of this though. This is over $100. You better really like Scotch, and you better really like sherry flavors and fruit on your Scotch. So yeah, this is definitely something I'm happy that I explored here. I know they have so many different expressions of this too. I saw they have a 12, they have a 15, or obviously a 15. They have a 17. I'm sure the sky's the limit. I'm sure they've got 20 somethings, you know. And I lost that ash. just been getting me lately. I don't know why. I don't know why. Trying to slow down on this thing, and I lost the ash. Now at least it's on the table instead of my lap. I'm gonna take the cigar band off here. Comes right off. I'll show you this, guys, one more time. I'll show you how beautiful this cigar band is. I mean, it doesn't get much prettier than that. Raised, everything's raised. Colors with the brown and black and gold. Just beautiful. Here's the bottom band, Sungrown. It's got the lion on here. 2 lions. Just beautiful cigar bands. This is definitely a cigar I could smoke every week, maybe even a couple times a week. Really great cigar. What do you guys know about Retrohaling? I had a guy comment. That was a loud airplane. I had a guy comment and said that he had been smoking cigars for 5 years, and he still hadn't got the Retrohaling down. That just came supernatural to me. I don't know why. I was never really a big sort of fancy inhaler. I commented to him, wrote him back, and said that my buddy happened to be the guy I was. You are a noisy sucker. It's a little guy. So I happened to, the guy I was smoking a cigar with, and I dropped the ash all over myself. He was a big time cigarette smoker. I mean, he'd smoke pack plus a day for a long time. Would French inhale, which is a whole crazy thing, and I never could do any of that. And he has trouble with the retro. I don't know if the retro is just like I don't understand, because I had never had a problem with it. I mean, I retrohaled as soon as when I started smoking cigars, as soon as I knew what a retrohale was from watching other people. I think I saw somebody else, I don't remember who, do a retro, and I was like, oh. And the first time I tried it, it just came naturally to me. Again, not bragging, just wondering like what's up with that. Let me know. Can you guys retro easy? Do you have trouble? Do you care? Maybe you don't even give a shit. I don't know. Real drinkable. Just crushable. Like just crushable all day, every day. Not my thing per se, Scotch, but definitely a crushable whiskey. Retrohaling is just that cinnamon roasted nuts. I don't know what nut, but roasted nuts. Like, you ever go to New York City, or I'm sure other big cities have it, but they have these little stands, like the hot dog stands, and it says nuts for nuts. And they have like they're like cinnamon roasted nuts. I know, I'm not making any sense, but bear with me. Cinnamon roasted nuts, and that's what this is like, but without the sweetness. There goes the cigar band blowing away. See you later. Bye, cigar band. I'll find you in a week. I'm just so glad the sun is out. I don't know if anybody else watching from the Northeast in America, but It has just been raining. People losing power. People getting flooded. I'm so fortunate where I'm at. I did lose power a little bit yesterday, but a couple hours of losing power is like nothing. There's people getting, floods and losing power for days and weeks, and so lucky, so fortunate that I don't have to deal with that, at least so far. So chewy. You can just chew the smoke. Well, I don't usually do this, but I'm going for a third one. I'm going for a third pour. I mean, this stuff's good, and 80 proof. I mean, I think I can handle it. Going for a third pour here. It's got kind of a plastic topper on the cork there with a deer. But I appreciate the real cork. I appreciate that it's soaked full of the whiskey. I'll sit around sometimes, by myself, obviously, and just pull a cork out of a bottle and just nose it. This cork smells so good. It smells sweet and red, ripe fruit, Scotch. It smells so good. Wow. Yeah, I've said it like 10 times, but the nose on this puppy is all day. If you're a nose person who love the nose on whiskeys, this is one to try for sure. I know I tried to blow this ash away without getting it on me. I think I got it. Yep, mostly got it all. Do you care when you smoke cigars? Are you a clean and tidy person like me? I can't have a mess, and it drives me crazy. Yeah, it drives me crazy. Trying to figure out if the cigar is getting stronger or not. Doesn't really seem like it. It seems like it's pretty consistent. Got a pretty good nicotine buzz going. I don't really have the alcohol buzz yet, to be honest. Again, I think it's just because my tolerance with the higher proof stuff. Construction on this thing is just second to none. It's so nice. Even that veiny part of the leaf here that I was talking about, it's burning fine. Thing's almost perfectly uniform. There's that vein side. It's burning a little slower. See the vein there at the top? I kind of learned that myself from smoking cigars, that the Sungrowns have a thicker leaf, which makes sense. There's no canopy, they're just grown right out in the sun. So they kind of thicken up a little bit, they toughen themselves up. Nothing wrong with sun-grown cigars. I'm just definitely more of a Connecticut Maduro guy myself, not a big sun-grown guy. That was what was so interesting about that Rocky Patel. That was a sun-grown Maduro. Just never even heard of that before. don't even really understand. I probably should educate myself and understand why or how or whatever, why that's so special. I'm sure it's just the sort of type of tobacco plant, and then the fact that it's sun-grown is why that's kind of special, because I had never seen a sun-grown Maduro before. Yeah, I'd say I'm into the last third. I don't even really know what size cigar this is. It wasn't a Churchill. May have been like a Toro, something like that. Maybe like a six, maybe 6.5 by 52, something like that, maybe. I like making these long videos, but I've noticed, it took me a while to figure this whole thing out, but that my shorts get way more views. I don't know what really matters to me. I mean, I like the views. I like at some point if my channel became monetized, but I'm sure there's a lot that goes into that. Maybe some of my content wouldn't really even be able to be monetized because of smoking and drinking on camera. I don't know how it works. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe someday I'll find out and I'll make a video about it. If you guys know how that works, let me know. Leave me a comment. I'm just glad we're gonna get an hour out of this cigar. Not because I care about the length of the video, but because I really care about the length of the smoke. I loved when a cigar smokes for like an hour. That's a great smoke. Perfect time for me, about an hour. A little spicy there, a little more spice than before. Keep talking about my buddy that I was smoking a cigar with the other day, but we were talking about this. This made me think of him, where the nice thing with drinking whiskey and cigars, and maybe drinking anything with a cigar, I don't know, I've never drank anything with a cigar besides espresso bourbon martini, or I've drank wine with a cigar. I don't like the wine as much as I like the whiskeys, but anytime you have a cigar that's kind of strong, gives you that spice in the back of your throat and tongue. Take a sip of whiskey and it just kind of like takes it away. It's a nice kind of palate cleanser, even though, you know, you got whiskey on your palate. Yeah, I could use this as mouthwash. It's so light and delicious. That ripe red fruit on there is just so good. Really been enjoying another guy's channel too. I believe his channel is Cigar Scope. Check him out on YouTube. He's been a big watch for me lately. He's got a lot of cool videos. He really goes in depth about the tasting notes on cigars, how to taste cigars. Just got a really good channel. Check his channel out. Pretty sure it's Cigar Scope. I don't take notes. Like, I don't have a notepad here. I don't have, in the very beginning when I first started exploring cigars, I sometimes would take some notes, and then I found like that was kind of lame. It's more fun just to sort of sit here and just go off the cuff, you know. Like, that sun behind me right now is killer. I'm not gonna be able to see much. We're gonna lose a lot of vision. See through my ears like that. It's weird looking. So I apologize if I'm screwing up you guys' channels. I don't think anybody's watching, if those guys are watching me, but if you are, and I messed up your channel, Daniel at Whiskey Vault, or my guy at Cigar Scope, I apologize if I messed up your channel. I do appreciate you guys though. I do watch you guys a lot. I like both your channels. They're my two favorite channels right now. And I do like, I mentioned him earlier too, I do like Dwayne at Dry Creek Wrangler School. His channel's good too. Those three are my favorite. And then probably Holtz. Holtz Cigars, my fourth. Nothing wrong with Holtz. Dudes are cool, Anthony and Anthony. Just a little bit more produced, you know, than, and I know Whiskey Vault's, you know, he's got quite a bit of alcohol, quite a bit of whiskey at his channel, but he still just kind of keeps it kind of basic like this. He just sort of doesn't seem like it's too rehearsed. Doesn't seem like he has too many notes on his either. So I kind of like when people just sort of get out there, light a cigar, drink some whiskey. The Cigar Scope guy was drinking a whiskey sour the other day with something, and he was honest. He said it doesn't go well with it. He said it's not a good pairing. I appreciate that. Got a little bee here. Got a little one of those sweet bees. I don't know if you guys have those where you live. It's a weird looking bee. Kind of looks like a little hummingbird, but it's a bee. And they kind of like to eat your sweat or drink your sweat. It's kind of weird. I don't think they sting. I don't know if I've ever been stung by one. Waiting for the cicada killer bees to come out. Those things are gnarly looking. They're just like 3 inches long. Just these giant, scary looking bees. Well, this was a fantastic pairing, a fantastic experience, fantastic exploration. I really loved every minute of this. I'm so glad the weather got nice. Get out here and enjoy this fantastic Perdomo Habano Sungrown cigar with this gifted single malt Scotch whiskey. Just been fantastic. Really appreciate spending time with you guys. If you're still here, if you're hanging in with me, that's awesome. That means you've been enjoying the time like I have. Thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure. Let me know what you guys are drinking, what you're smoking. Leave me a comment. Can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video.